It's Tanya, and I'm here with the weekly sketch once again, and this time we were told to flip it, which is what I showed you at the top there, the direction that I flipped it in. And I'm doing a very basic mixed media. This is very, very thick cardstock. It's Basil, and it came in the cardstock add-on, and it's like super thick, so you really don't need gesso if you're not going to do, you know, heavily wet media on it. It's just fantastic. And yeah, so I took my inspiration from a 3x4 card, which I'm going to use on the layout, so you see it just now, and those paints that came in the colour add-on, and they're lovely. They're Vicky Boutons, and aren't the colours just ever so pretty? I mean, it's like ice cream and candy floss and all those lovely things. And yes, I was very impressed with my splatters. I was actually quite impressed with my mixed media, actually, because it's super simple, super easy to do, and it looks really effective. So yeah, you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And yes, I wanted to not waste that paint, and I knew I'd had this little art journal spread that I made. It's like a fantasy garden. I actually really like it, which is primarily why I'm showing it to you. A little bit of, hey, look what I did. Yeah, so I was using that up and doing a bit more splatters, and here I got Heidi Swapp's Gold the Layout, and I did some splattering of that. And in the layout there was a doily, so I thought I'd use these. These are Heidi Swapp's, and I'm not entirely sure what we're supposed to do with them. I don't know whether you're supposed to paint them or use them as stencils or what you're supposed to do with them. So I'm just using mine like a doily, and I thought it actually looked quite pretty. And yeah, that's the 3x4 card. That was my inspiration, and so I got that on, and this layout came together really nice and quickly because, well, yeah, everything was falling on my desk. I don't know, but yeah, it came together nice and easily. I think because the design obviously was already there with the sketch, and I followed the sketch quite closely this time. Normally I sort of look at it and put it away and then, you know, do my own thing kind of loosely based on the sketch, but this time I did follow it, and maybe that's why it was quite easy. I'm not sure. Who knows the thought processes or the things behind these? But yeah, now I'm working on my title, and my title starts out quite short, and then, as per usual, it gets longer. But that's just my thing. I like doing that a lot. You know, it is so easy. You take a word like that memories, and then you think to yourself, okay, well, what can I do with that? What sort of sentence can I make with that? And so then it goes for grateful for these memories. That's where I started out. And then I found an AB Tan die cut that said "You are beautiful," so I bring that into, and then it just becomes a longer title. It becomes "You are beautiful and I'm grateful for the memories." So that is really the thought process behind my titles, how I do them. I start with a word and then just think how I can make it into a sentence, and that's where we go, and that's what I do. And these are lovely, these glittery, I'm not sure which collection they come from, but all those details, I don't think I mentioned it. No, I don't think I did. These are the May 2018 Hip Kit Club kits. So yeah, all those details are on the website. You can go and have a look if you haven't already, and go and see. They're gorgeous kits. I'm really enjoying these. Well, I mean, I enjoy all of them. Every month I enjoy, but you know, sometimes you get ones that kind of sing to the inner being of your soul, you know, makes your heart glad and all of that wonderful feel good stuff. Yeah, these kits are doing that for me this time. So yeah, and now it's just a case of putting stuff around and color coding things and seeing what else I can bring in. This is where I get, because I knew there was that sticker which says "You are beautiful," but I knew that it was also in the die cuts that we got as well. And I like it because it brings in a little bit more color. Otherwise it was getting, the layout would have been very matchy. So by doing that, bringing in that "You are beautiful," it allows me to bring in other colors as well, like those flowers and things, because there's a lot of color in the end. There's a lot of color going on in this layout, and yeah, that can get a bit confusing and overwhelming if you're not too careful. So hopefully I was careful enough that it all looks cohesive and good, because yeah, I try these tags because again in the sketch there were tags, but I give up on them in the end because it was just too much. So let's talk about the photograph. Isn't that such a gorgeous photograph of my two girls? And please excuse the spider-like hair. I'm not sure what was going on with my hair that day. Terrible. But anyway, so yeah, the photograph was taken at a birthday picnic. I've done other layouts on that day because it was a lovely day. It was a combination of Tamsin's birthday and my husband's birthday because they're a day apart. And yeah, we went and we celebrated, and I happened to snap this photograph, and they weren't doing it intentionally. I don't even think they realized it, that they were completely mimicking each other's pose. I just love it. And I've tried to scrap it several times now, and I haven't managed it, and I did this time. So I'm very, very pleased that I documented this particular story. And what is exactly the story that I'm trying to say on this layout? Actually, I get a quote, and I write a quote at the top there, and I think it's a lovely quote. I'm going to read it to you. Why don't I do that? Now I've got to try and find it. It's all very well doing these things on the spur of the moment, but now I've got to try and find it quickly so that I can read it to you, because I like it. And I will admit I had to Google who the person was, and it turns out that the person was an Indian Prime Minister way back in the day. But yeah, let me read the quote quickly to you. It says, "We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm, and adventure. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open." And I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't know how to. But yeah, I thought that was a really great quote, and that's kind of the story that I'm trying to impart with this layout. You know, yes, I'm terribly grateful for all the memories that they've given me. I mean, obviously they are our children, and we're super proud of them and love them to pieces. But I also, and the hair, but I also wanted to kind of bring across the fact that they're both now adults. They're both in sort of new stages of their life, and yeah, there are a whole bunch of adventures ahead of them. So yeah, that's what I was doing with this one. And I brought in that washi tape because of the black and white photo. I figured I needed a few more pops of black and white, and then I did these little hearts with the washi as well, and then I ended up with only 2 on the page. I couldn't decide where to put them, which is par for the course really, but I didn't need the 3rd one because I've got the washi up at the top there. So that's why you'll find I take it away after I've decided where it is not going to go. The travelling heart. Yeah, so yeah, that is basically pretty much what I do with this layout. So let's talk about the Facebook group, shall we? We actually are going to be changing things up a little bit. We're going to sort of stop doing the sketches for a while. We're not stopping the competition. The competition is carrying on each week, so that will still remain, and there's still the $10 coupon codes up for grabs. But we're just going to change it up and change the themes, and you know, just make it a bit more interesting. Change is a good thing. You know, what do they say? What's it about change is something about a holiday? Change is as good as a holiday. There we go. Eventually got there. Oh, golly. So yeah, so look forward to that. That should be happening next week after this one goes live. So yeah, and I thought this was super cute. I added in those paint swatches of those stickers. Those stickers are actually awesome because they are clear, so that, you know, if you've got a white background like that, it really picks up the colour beautifully. So there you go, there's my quote. You can see I wrote it at the top there. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of colour going on in this layout, and I'm hoping that I got it, you know, nice and cohesively. And yeah, I brought in this gorgeous piece of paper. It is an exclusive one designed by Kimberly, and again, it just brought in a bit more colour. I like framing a layout this way, and also it helps to keep it sturdy if you've done mixed media on the background. And there we go, and I'm going to just glue it down, and then I do sew around the edge with black thread, which you will see in the stills. And there we go. Hope you enjoyed this. Do come to the Facebook forum, come check it out. We're all there and we're interact with everybody. And I'm going to end, as I always do, with I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will chat again soon. Bye bye.